Hello guys, welcome back to TFD. Alright, here's where things stand. The standoff is getting real, and neither side looks ready to blink. The owners of the Women's National Basketball Association have made it crystal clear. Revenue sharing is not moving. Not now, not later. That's the line in the sand. Yes, they've offered some concessions. Player housing is still covered, rent support remains in place, but when it comes to the salary cap and the percentage split of league revenue, that's locked tight. The message is simple: sign the deal or prepare for a lockout. No middle ground. Reports say a fresh proposal was sent to the Women's National Basketball Players Association, but early details suggest it didn't change the core issue. Revenue sharing? Still the same. No increase, no shift, no compromise. And honestly, this isn't surprising. From the beginning, leadership figures like Adam Silver and Kathy Engelbert have made it clear the owners aren't willing to take on massive long-term losses just to meet those demands. So here's the reality. If revenue sharing is the make or break point, the season itself could be at risk. That's how serious this has become. If you're following this story closely, stay locked in, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next update. Let's get into this right here and see what has come out of it. Said WNBA proposes same salary cap in new CBA offer. The WNBA sent a counter-proposal to the Players Union on Friday night, a source confirmed to Front Office Sports. By the way, ESPN also confirmed that the WNBPA had proposed collective bargaining agreement terms 3 days earlier. The speed of the league's response is notable, but there was no movement on the proposed salary cap or revenue share. They didn't budge on the salary cap, and they didn't budge on revenue share. The league is still proposing a salary cap of $5.65 million, and based on revenue projections, players would still not receive more than 15% of total revenue during the agreement. The league did not immediately respond to requests for comment. On February 17th, the union submitted a proposal seeking a salary cap below $9.5 million and a 25% share of total revenue. That revenue share would average about 27.5% over the life of the proposed CBA. The league issued a statement late Tuesday calling the proposal unrealistic, saying it would result in losses totaling hundreds of millions of dollars. The league did make concessions outside of the salary structure, specifically housing. The league is proposing housing for all players right now. If players accepted the proposal immediately, many would see major pay increases, along with league-paid housing. Under the previous housing proposal, which would begin in 2027, one-bedroom apartments would be provided for players earning the league minimum and studio apartments for developmental players. The league is now saying it will cover housing for all players for one more season. After that, starting in 2027, players earning above the minimum salary would no longer have housing covered. One-bedroom units would be phased out after 2028, but studio apartments would remain for the life of the deal. There has also been discussion about ownership structure. Some reporting has suggested concerns about how revenue is distributed, including the league's pending $2.2 billion media rights deal beginning in 2026. The new offer also includes slight improvements to the league's 401k. Recognition payments for players with 8 years or more of service would increase from $3,000 to $4,500 per year. However, the league has not engaged with players on major issues, including the season start date, number of games, core designation rules, rookie-scale contract length, reserve player status, salary protection limits, mental health reimbursements, or exceptions to the prioritization rule. Negotiations for the new CBA began last fall.
So here's the latest. The WNBA came back with another proposal. And let's just say it didn't move the needle where it matters most to the players. They bumped the 401k contribution by about $1,500 a year and offered to cover a year of housing. Nice perks, sure. But when it comes to revenue sharing, not one single dollar changed. So that's the part everyone is watching. you've got to wonder how the Women's National Basketball Players Association responds to that. Because holding firm on revenue sharing sends a very clear message from ownership. They're not ready to shift the financial structure of the league, not even a little. So now the big question becomes, does this push things closer to a strike? It's possible. Emotions are running high, and the back and forth is speeding up. We're already seeing shorter gaps between proposals, just a few days at a time, which usually means tensions are rising and both sides are digging in. The union will likely respond fast, maybe publicly, maybe forcefully. But make no mistake, by refusing to budge on revenue sharing, the owners just drew a line, and now everyone's waiting to see who steps over it first. All right, so here's where things stand right now. The WNBA owners are holding firm. They're not backing down, they're not folding, and they're not moving much on salary cap or revenue sharing in the latest negotiations. And honestly, that tells you everything about the tone of this moment. The league's leadership is drawing a line and saying, this is where we are. Now, whether people agree or disagree, you've got to acknowledge one thing. They're standing their ground. From a business standpoint, owners aren't just going to hand over more money without believing the numbers support it. They want growth, sustainability, and profitability too. That's just reality in professional sports. On the players' side, though, expectations are clearly high, and some observers feel those expectations may not fully match the current financial landscape. Negotiations always involve leverage, and that's where things get really interesting. A lot of conversation has centered around star power, especially the impact of Caitlin Clark. When she's playing, the attention is massive. When she's not, many fans and analysts say the energy and viewership doesn't feel the same. Fair or unfair, that perception is shaping how people talk about the league's market value and influence. Then there's the whole leverage conversation involving Unrivaled. Some thought alternative opportunities for players, especially new leagues offering different pay structures, would put serious pressure on negotiations. The idea was simple: more options equals more bargaining power. But critics argue that hasn't played out the way many expected. If alternative platforms don't generate comparable buzz, attention, or audience engagement, they don't necessarily strengthen negotiating power, at least in the eyes of league executives watching the numbers closely. And that's really what this all comes down to: perception versus measurable impact. Star influence, ratings trends, new leagues, revenue growth, all of it feeds into how each side values its position. So right now, the owners are planted, the players want more. Neither side seems eager to blink first. That's where the tension lives, and it's not going away anytime soon. Drop your thoughts below. Do you think the owners are right to hold firm, or should they give more ground? This is TFD. Don't forget to like and subscribe.